And in fact, one of the statements that came out recently said that, often the staff, in this case, police officers, who are dealing with people who are having this emotionally disturbed moment, or people with mental ill health and mental illness, that the people dealing with them lack confidence. And I think we see that in a lot of different spheres, regardless of the type of work, whether it's policing or in mental health even. And so I wanted to ask you about, how do we develop confidence in people to deal with people who are emotionally disturbed? And I know that there are, because you have a lot of experience, don't you, when you were running the mental health facility in Wisconsin and so on like that. So I was wondering if you would maybe talk about confidence for a moment and how we build it.
Well, see, first of all, let me share with you that at points in your life, everyone is mentally ill. We have long-term mental illness. We have brain-based disorders. We have people who are on drugs and alcohol or the aftermath, or we have people just on crisis now, and sometimes all three together. So all of us have to learn to deal with people who have mental health issues for at least a moment. And in doing that, what you have to do is you have to learn how to do that. We have a program called PICI, Point of Impact Crisis Intervention. Because when we meet them the first time, we're not going to know all the things wrong with them. In fact, 6 months later, you're going to have 5 psychiatrists who's going to make this decision 3 to 2 of what they think they have. We have 3 seconds to figure it out. And so when we're meeting that person, what we have to do is we have to learn how to do that. And how you get confidence to do that is building competence. You have to get comfortable doing that by doing the fire drills, by doing by working with this, and by gaining more confidence. We talk about that when you walk out, anybody walks out into a room, there's 3 signs over their head. Okay, they're mathematical symbols: less than, equal to, and greater than. Less than is a very passive. The equal to is assertive, and the greater than is aggressive. And we're going to have these personalities that we're going to display and they're going to display. So one of the best ways that you can display better confidence is to look more confident. And that you can practice doing that, standing up straight, good eye contact, good stance, and engaging them. Practicing talking when you're a little bit stressed out so you don't sound all freaked out. So those are things you can do to get more competence in what you're doing, and it's a matter of practice. I want you to all go back the first time you went to a CPR class. You might have done it, but it was very awkward. And now if you go back, it's a piece of cake, and now you can add more and more stressors to it. But that's what we have to do with verbal skills. We have to build the skills. It's like learning to shoot. First time we shoot, we have a hard time hitting our target. We have to shoot at a move, shoot in low light, shoot from different positions. That's all part of gaining competence. And the more competence you have, the more confidence you're going to have.
Absolutely. I mean, I know from my own experience of teaching verbal defense and influence here in the UK, it's often with people involved in social work or in healthcare. And one specific comment just a little while ago, which relates to this thing about practice and competence, is that, I went in on the second day of one of my courses, and the comment from an experienced social worker working with children with emotional behavioral difficulties, she said, this course is very different to anything we've done before. Usually what the trainer does, they come in and they give us these fantastic ideas about transactional analysis and parent-child relationship and lots of theory about how people should interact. But then they kind of tell us that you now have to go back into practice and take all this theory and make it work. As she said, the difference with our verbal defense and influence course was that I was giving them specific things to work on, and then giving them the time and the space to go and practice it right then and there, and to actually move their the muscles of their mouths and make sure that they got some practice before they go back to work. And before they're standing in front of an upset, distressed, or frustrated or angry person. And they really value that. And they thought that this was very different. But of course, it's really the bread and butter of what we do, isn't it, Gary?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's amazing is that when you look at this, is that, we have what we call the cup card, the communication under pressure card. These are the 10 things we teach you how to do, the components. But on the back are the tactics. that we not only would say these are the tactics you should use and show you to them, we have them practice them. We give you the card to go back and do it. One of the neatest things that people say about us is that a lot of people say you should be nice to people who aren't being nice to you. You should act professionally, but they don't show you how to do it. We're the how. We show you how to do it, we show you how to practice, and you can go home right that day and practice. Kind of amazing is that we have people, we do peace stories, where we actually talk about, people go and say what they're applying these tactics. And what we found out is that people go home that night and apply it with their family. Their kids have bad grades. You talk about that in the class, how to deal with someone with bad grades. Well, they had bad grades when they got home. You have conflict when you come home. And so you can use it that way. Or when you go back to the office. If you have to go to work, after the training, you go back and do it right then. It's all a matter of practicing. But now they know what to practice because we give them templates of how to best interact with people.